identify the churches, the men of God, who are still not compromised, break their powers, break their marriages, break their businesses, break their churches, destroy them. Because they were a threat. They attack them, break their marriages, break their businesses, scatter them. And specific ones, like this one, like this one, like this one, like especially men who were not compromised, but also I've observed that men who were committed to prayer, not preaching prayer. But most of my attacks were on prayer ministries, churches that were praying, the churches where we were calling people to fast, to repentance, to holiness. So my work was raise these young people, young girls and young boys. While you're raising them, you're training them also to break churches, to defile men of God, to go into the churches.
Sexual
immorality.
Yes.
Take them in there. So kill the fire, because as long as the fire, you've killed the fire of prayer, then we can control. Apostle John Malindi and his team had gone into a prayer time for a longer time, maybe more than a year of prayer and fasting. And they had taken over the whole country, and we could not operate there. So I was told, please move out until we get a strategy to disarm him and put his powers low so that for you to operate. So he had raised a prayer in the nation, and that prayer had cast completely away all the altars of the kingdom of darkness.
Wow. This was in 96.
96.
By the way,
Had completely wiped out
the altars.
the altars. Completely. Because I remember I was told, please don't operate. Cease every action and stay away. So when we returned later in 1997, 98, things were not easy, but we're now their ministry. We had infiltrated their ministry, his ministry, and broken the wall around him, because his strength was about the protection around him. The people, not him as a man. Now, because of the people who were praying around him,
Praying for him.
praying for him, he could ascend in the spirit and become like an authority. So
I feel that. That's so strong.
he could speak one word and you hear it echo for days. So by that time, we had to get all his tapes, listen to them,
You had to listen to his tapes.
listen to them, and identify, why is this man so powerful, so strong? Well, every word he says, you feel like causes a vibration in the spirit. So like you could literally be listening to his tape, but you're like, I don't know if we shall finish it. Now we're in the occult. We are listening. We're trying to map his life. Then we are mapping his family, his background, then realize the people around him, that every time he begins to preach, he's not the one preaching. They are the one preaching through him, because he's connected in them. They've prayed so much for him. They prayed so much around him that he picks whatever is in them, and when he does,
He amplifies.
amplifies it.
Yeah.
That's why, like, the power of agreement. So like the whole team around him, they're so much in agreement that when he stands to speak, he as if they're all of them speaking in one voice. So, and because of that, even he prays, or just say one word, it could be like a whole force and energy that goes through the entire realm. So he was in charge of the realm. Not even saying I bind, I break. No.
He didn't have to say that.
No. Actually, he didn't. All it was, sometimes he teaches. Sometimes it could be just teaching the Bible, singing with the people.
And what you're talking about is not that he was teaching with shouting, because John Molini is a very calm teacher, but the words are carrying so much weight in the spirit.
He could teach a Bible, like a truth, and then the people pick it. And then you could see like the whole atmosphere has been changed because of what he's just talking to the people. Like I'm having conversation with you. And as I will talk, the entire realm is charged. And now he is a principality over the nation. Him as a man, because of the network, because of the wall around him.
Now, they had been building up.
By the people that were assigned, I was not among them. The people were assigned to go, were not to attack him, but to break the wall. To identify the thing that could cause to be offended.
Identify things that could cause people to be offended
Around him.
around him.
And then withdraw their protection, their prayer around him. Like now,
Wait, get people offended or stir up circumstances that cause people to be offended so that they redraw their, I guess, their part in the wall. And there's a break or a breach, and then you can access.
and so this man is in the center, and now the wall is breaking. People are leaving. People are being taken away. And I want to say this to people that are watching this, that sometimes the man of God has given you, he has the authority, but his authority depends on you who are around him, who are building. It's about the hedge around him. And if that hedge is broken and before even they reach him, he has lost his position. Because in the realm of the spirit, it's about positions. Even we have positions of intercession. As an intercessor, you gain a position in the spirit to be a territorial intercessor. But that position, to remain there, to maintain that position, there must be people around you who God has called and assigned to be gatekeepers and watchmen, to watch over your life, to see that the enemy cannot reach you. If, for example, you're leading, God has given you the call and the vision, but there are those that must build the walls around you. Yeah. They must surround you. And when the enemy comes, must break these walls. And that's what happened to this man of God, that the walls were broken. And when the walls were broken, what happened? So his authority.
Yeah, the influence in the nations has to drop.
He has not sinned. He is not fallen in sin. The enemy has not even attacked him personally, but his influence has been low.
So was the result of that being the words that he was teaching did not carry the same level of weight. And it wasn't that his personal prayer life had gone down, just the breach around him broken. Oh my goodness, Lord have mercy.
Because, when Jesus said, if 12 of you on earth agree, you can say Jesus, and that happens. Another one says Jesus, and miracles happen. The same word, but from a different place. So this meant the people around you, they hope that, they become a wall around your consecration. You see? And they know our assignment is not to compete with a man. Our assignment is to guard him. And God has assigned us this responsibility. And I want to say this, James, that many people today, men of God, have not fulfilled their destiny, not because they sinned, but because the men and the women that God assigned around them left their place. But as he was doing the work, he had to have a wall around him. And the men and the women that God had brought around him, instead, they began competing to get the same platform. Or they wanted and create their own platforms.
Okay, I want. This is